Maybe they shouldn't have chosen such an unluckily numbered hanger. Clown horn sound effect.
Hi, I'm Kotaku staff writer GODDA Jackson.
And I'm Tim Rogers. I gotta have my God of War. God of War arrives on April 20th. First of all, nice. Kotaku's Chris Kohler wrote a review of the game, and you can go read that right now. Usually on Kotaku XP we'd quote the review, though I also played the game all the way through, so I'll quote myself. The kid's impatient faith in the adequacy of his daddy's life meter is weirdly empowering. The trinket scrounging is part of the genre. By which I mean, it's a great game. I love it. You get a boat and an axe. I say, if you want any more than that from a video game, you're being greedy. I made a 20-minute video about the game. I worked really hard on it. If you watch it and you like it, it's okay to tell me that in a comment.
In the most depressing story of this week, 2 underage girls reported that former Overwatch League player Jonathan Dream Casper Sanchez took advantage of them. Both of the girls said that the player was aware of their age when they initiated conversation, made comments about himself and the girls shortly after meeting them that were sexual, and one of the girls said that Sanchez attempted to fly her out to Los Angeles. Sanchez has since had his contract with the Boston Uprising terminated.
This week, Jason Schreier published a report investigating rumors of PlayStation 5 development kits lurking out there in the offices of game developers. It turns out that the PlayStation 5 probably won't pop out until 2020. Sources did not express any concrete knowledge of the existence of the development kits, though some pointed out that the earliest development kits don't look anything like a game console, they look like desktop towers. My take is, it's sort of ridiculous to think Sony isn't making a PlayStation 5. I just bought a PlayStation 4 Pro, though heck, I'll buy a PlayStation 5 in 2020. Maybe it'll play 4K Blu-rays.
October's very own jumped back into Fortnite with Ninja this week, and although they didn't break any records this time, he did talk a little bit about his upcoming album. Apparently, Drake said that he'd rap about Fortnite if, and only if, Epic puts a Hotline Bling emote in the game. Honestly, I don't know why there isn't already an emote of Drake's iconic grandpa dancing in the game. I welcome a chance for him to diversify his topics a little bit and rap about more things than Toronto, being the greatest, and the women he's dated that have moved on to other things and how that makes him very sad.
Clifford Blazinski's Boss Key Games surprised a couple of people this week by releasing a new Battle Royale game, Radical Heights. The game does not hide its unfinishedness. The words Extreme Early Access are visible at all times while playing. Boss Key's previous game, Lawbreakers, may have broken some laws, though it didn't break any sales records. Radical Heights is them doing something on their own. It has an 80s aesthetic, which is enough for me to say, hey, at least it has an aesthetic that isn't DreamWorks' Face the video game. I've played a lot more video games than, probably most people, and I just want to go ahead and say, hey, let's make more Battle Royale games. That genre has a lot of potential. And hey, maybe someday there will be 100 of them, and they can all kill each other.
One of the worst things about the Nintendo Switch is that you can't back up your saves. If your console is lost or stolen, all that time you put into defeating the divine beasts in Zelda is just gone. Computer engineer Bernardo Giordano says that he was able to implement save backups for the Switch, though, and that it only took him 2 weeks. He also says that the reason that Nintendo probably hasn't implemented save backups themselves is because of piracy. Both the Wii U and the 3DS had huge issues with pirated games, and not allowing players to mess around with their saves makes one less avenue for hackers to get into the system.
How did Hangar 13 go from the promising, if flawed, Mafia 3 to laying off a large chunk of its staff? Jason Schreier's Kotaku feature published today tells the story of Mafia 3's development struggles and Hangar 13's turbulent 2017, as they bounced from Mafia 4 to a brand new IP set in Berlin during the 1980s to a bizarre-sounding music game where your actions correspond to songs. Hangar 13's future is unclear, though many of the people who made Mafia 3 are gone now, which is kinda sad. At least the people across the street are making a new BioShock game. Anyway, if you ask me, maybe they shouldn't have chosen such an unluckily numbered hanger. Clown horn sound effect. Oh god, I actually typed clown horn sound effect.
In November of last year, comedian Hori Kondoboru made a documentary about, well, the problem with Apu, the Simpsons' primary Indian character voiced by Hank Azaria. It was a thorough look at growing up Indian American and the issues Indian Americans face in the entertainment industry, where they are expected to talk like this on command. The Simpsons finally responded to Kondoboru's criticisms with basically a shrug. Staring straight at the camera, the character Lisa laments, something that started decades ago and was applauded and inoffensive is now politically incorrect. What can you do? The camera then pans to a portrait of Apu that has "Don't have a cow" written on it. Womp womp, can't change anything, I guess.
Has Steam died? This happened as a side effect of Valve updating Steam's privacy settings. Hey Valve, that's a pretty classy thing to be doing this week. Kotaku's Nathan Grayson spoke to several game developers who have mixed feelings. Let's talk about my feelings though. Did you know I made a video game? First of all, whatever you do, don't buy it. Anyway, I never looked at Steam Spy for my own games, though all my friends sure did. I would get texts at like 2 a.m. being like, "Is it true 48% of purchasers of your game got refunds?" And I'd start to type, "What? No?" And then I'd fall asleep before I could hit send. Steam Spy? More like Steam Buy.
What's the easiest way to piss off a bunch of people watching Twitch? Nope, it's not the Facebook hearing. It's Jake Paul. The streamer Summit played Fortnite with the notorious YouTuber this week, and his fan base was not too happy about it. Followers and subscribers threatened to leave the channel, and many of them actually did. Other streamers feel like while the Paul brothers may bring viewers, they're also trailing a toxic fan base. Those people make your audience garbage and alienate older fans. Time will tell if playing with the Pauls brings more benefits than downsides.
And now for this week's ongoing report about the Chrono Trigger PC port fiasco. Square Enix has released the patch they teased last week. It's okay. In my video about the port's textbook bad graphic design, I indicated with cheeky cynicism that Square Enix would probably do little more than add a pixel font with a drop shadow and put a gradient in the gray text boxes. They have done exactly that, though also they've removed the filter from much of the in-game pixel art graphics. A lot of the pixels are still the wrong sizes, though. Square Enix spokespeople have indicated that further patches are coming. I'll be sure to update you about the intensity of the Judge Dredd face I make when verifying the contents of these alleged future patches.
Man, I don't know what the heck I'm doing this weekend. I gotta get my bangs trimmed. Seriously? I might just do that.
That's all I got. That's all there is. Just an update, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has yet to respond to my many tweets inviting him to come to New York City and play the arcade game Rampage. So we're probably not going to be doing that stream. Dwayne, give me a call, buddy. I mean, it would be great. I can guarantee you like 200 viewers concurrent